Your footsteps are as loud as a kaguri's. What is it you want, Outlander? Have you now? Then you have my thanks, and my curiosity also. Outsiders rarely show us such respect. When they do, it is always because they want something. What do you want, I wonder? Remarkable. You would honor our ancestors. Very well. I give you my blessing. You hesitate. Shall I explain the custom? Each of the 4 great tribes seek a unique and worthy offering. You must place the gift at the foot of each Ashkan's cairn. For Ahemusa, an ashen fern. For Erebinimsum, the weapon of an exile slain by your hand. For Urshilaku, the bones of a Gwar returned to ash. And for Zainab, the hidden treasure of a Kwama queen. We will see. Yes, though becoming is a clumsy word for it. Every daughter of Veloth has worth. When we learn to speak with our water tongue and read the truth in the stones, we also learn the truth of our hearts. The truth is, we have been wise all along.
Outlander, quickly! This way! I've been thinking about my brother's claim that he's the Nerevarine since we last spoke. No matter how I try, the word tastes false on my tongue. And now I fear he's about to convince the wise woman that his quest for power will benefit the tribes. My brother is respected and revered. He has allies in all of the tribes, not to mention his personal Red Exiles. We have to proceed with caution. Respect the Ashlander customs and traditions. Anything else will lead to violence and bloodshed. We talked to my brother. Tried to convince him this isn't the way. Barring that, we make sure the wise woman doesn't get drawn into his madness. Whatever Chodala says or does, don't attack him. We don't need a war between the houses and the Ashlanders. The wise woman. I was hoping she'd be here.
You're too late, dear sister. Despite your protestations, the wise woman has gone to the Cave of the Incarnate to confirm my claim.
Brother, do you really want to pursue this dangerous course?
There was a time when you gave me your unconditional support, Seren. I miss those days.
My brother Chodala's about to do something foolish and dangerous. But by dusk and dawn, Azura put you and I on the same path for a purpose. I just hope we have enough time. He's about to claim the title of the Nerevarine and try to unite the Ashlander tribes gathered here. He already convinced the Red Exiles to support him. He's using them to intimidate the other tribes. If he persuaded the Wise Woman to his cause, Wise Woman Dovrasi, the most respected counselor and spirit guide this side of Red Mountain. She went to the Cavern of the Incarnate to meditate on Chodala's claim. If she confirms my brother's assertion, the tribes will follow wherever he leads. Agreed, but I dare not leave Chodala alone with the tribes. I feel the hand of Azura in all this. Go to the Cavern of the Incarnate and talk to the Wise Woman. I'll stay here and try to keep things under control until you return. The cavern's to the northeast of Aldrin, on the other side of the mountain. Hopefully, the rumbling and lava won't slow you down too much. Get to the cavern and talk to the Wise Woman. If she accepts Chodala's claim about the Nerevarine. My brother isn't the first to believe he's Nerevar returned. All of the previous failed incarnates rest within the cavern. A statue of Azura watches over them as they await the arrival of the true Nerevarine. Azura proclaimed that someday, Indorel Nerevar, a hero from our ancient past, would return to unite the Dark Elves and right the wrongs of Nirn. We call the returned incarnate the Nerevarine. My brother Chodala believes that he's Nerevar reborn. When Chodala became a Gulakan, a champion of our people, I supported him. When he stepped forward as Ashkan, leader of our tribe, I was at his side. But this new claim, it comes with strange powers and talk of war. I can't support those things.
She won't refuse my claim. Just in case, make sure the Red Exiles are ready.
Your word is law, Nerevarine.
You helped my sister. Thank you for that. But you don't need to worry about the Red Exiles anymore. They're under my control now. As for everything else, that's Ashlander business. There's no place for an Outlander here. Plotting? No, I'm confident that the false god will fall. Azura has proclaimed this, and I know it to be true. The Tribunal betrayed our hero and turned away from our religion. And they call us heretics. Bah! How overly simplistic the world must be to your eyes, Outlander. I am Nerevar reborn. I will lead my people to power and glory. The wise woman knows this. She will proclaim it when she returns. And no Tribunal lapdogs can change that. My sister is too naive and idealistic for her own good. Look at the power I wield. Feel the conviction in my words. While the House Elves squabble and fight to carve up our land, the Nerevarine will step forth to end their tyranny once and for all.
Welcome! You stand amidst the Circle of Champions, a guild formed to test the greatest fighters of the realm in games of skill. Do you have what it takes? Well then, let's see what you're made of. Participate in one of our games at any of our battlegrounds. Win or lose, doesn't matter. Just get your feet.
For the 80th time, help is on the way. I've received assurances from House Redoran. They will handle this trouble in the mine. You need only be patient.
Patient? The foreman just dragged another egg hand out of the mine and he's worse than the rest. This is on your head, Mobana.
I presume you've come here seeking work? I'm afraid the mine may be closed for some time yet. Not too long, of course. Anyway, feel free to stay as long as your coin purse allows. Our innkeeper will no doubt appreciate the business. Some of our egg hands have fallen ill. We've elected to keep them in the mines until we find the source of the sickness. Just a precaution, mind you. Surveyors from House Redoran should be arriving any minute to, you know, survey. Trapped? No, don't be absurd. It's not as if they're itching to leave. Look, House Redoran will sort this out. Speak to Foreman Lothdar if you have other questions. He's just over there, by the mine entrance. I have other matters to attend to.
Azura is my shield, you foul creatures. Thank you for aiding me, but I sense you came for a different purpose. Let's talk inside the cavern. An outlander? Surely there must be another way. No, my lady, of course not. I'll do as you ask. Come here, outlander. We must talk. It feels strange to talk to an outlander in such a sacred place, but the Queen of the Night Sky insists. I need to render judgment on an important claim, and she says you can help me reach the correct decision. Words of truth from the mouth of an outlander. Remarkable. The Red Exiles and a few others believe that Chodala is the Nerevarine. He's convinced them, but not me. I came here to consider my options. I fear a bloodbath if I oppose his claim. Perhaps, but I must remain impartial. If someone else reveals the flaws in Chodala's claims by comparing him to the failed incarnates, that might do the trick. We thought the incarnates were possessed by the spirit of Nerevar, but each had a critical flaw that made them destined to fail to fulfill the prophecy. Their spirits reside here. Yes, you should speak to the incarnates. I see Azura's wisdom now. Take this pouch of blessed grave dust. Sprinkle a pinch upon the bones of the incarnates to call forth their spirits. Return to Aldrin after you have learned all you can. Perhaps we can curb Chodala's ambitions before they lead us to war. We need knowledge to defeat Chodala, Outlander. Listen well to what the failed incarnates have to say. Once I was the hope of my people, but then my claim was proven false. Now I wait, and I hope for the Nerevarion's return. State your question, Outlander, and I shall do as Azura urges. To fulfill the prophecy, I followed a path of blood and war. In the end, my path became a road that led nowhere, and I was cast down from my lofty spot. Take my scroll, and help the wise woman understand the futility of a senseless war.
The Nerevarine remains a promise unfulfilled, and I am as guilty of prideful posturing as every other failed incarnate that occupies this hall. Ask your question and let's be done with this, Outlander. The Nerevarine must listen as well as proclaim. I refuse to accept wise counsel, which led to the doom of my tribe and the end of my quest to embody the spirit of Nerevar. Take my scroll and remind the wise woman that wisdom ignored is ignorance.
We are the failed incarnates, the Ashlanders, who proudly proclaimed themselves to be the Nerevarine, but were found wanting. The Lady of Dawn and Dusk urged us to cooperate. So ask your question, Outlander. Take my scroll, and help the wise woman see the lie of unbridled power. I thought myself the reborn Nerevar,
for I was the strongest, most powerful warrior in all the land. But power alone won't save my people. In the end, it couldn't even save me.
Mortal, let us speak. I foresaw your usefulness before you even set foot in Vardenfell. Now comes a test that will challenge your ability to separate truth from lies. You must convince the tribes that Chodola is not the Nerevarine. Doversee's wisdom outshines most other mortals. She recognizes the futility of Chodola's claim. If she rebuffs him, however, the tribes will turn on each other, and blood will flow. The staff, Sunra, it makes Chodola confident, reckless. Your instincts serve you well. Chodola's path took a dark turn. However, my sight clouds when I look too closely. Sothasil built Sunra, but he did not create it with this vile purpose in mind. You must act on my behalf, and Vivec's. Then go, return to Aldrun, and help the wise woman reveal the falsehood of Chodola's claim. And let Saren assist you. She is my champion and a trusted friend of all Ashlanders. Use what the Incarnate shared with you. Their failures point the way toward Chodola's downfall. But beware Chodola's power. He may not be the Nerevarine, but some greater agency has lent strength to his conviction. Due to an ancient pact, I am not permitted to interfere in the affairs of Nirn. Even this casual discussion pushes the boundaries of that agreement. Instead, I must work through trusted agents, such as yourself and Saren. Helping that arrogant imposter? Whatever gave you the idea that I was helping that murderer? Vardenfell must stand. Everything I do in this regard serves that single goal. Best that you remember that, mortal.
Thank the moon and star. You've returned. The wise woman returned from the cavern of the Incarnate and went right into Scar to meet with the tribes. Chodola's in there too, about to be named the Nerevarine. Tell me you came back with something to stop my brother's rise to power. Ah, of course. Use the tales of the failed Incarnates to counter Chodola's arguments. That's brilliant. Well, except for one problem. An Outlander has no status in the Council. The Ashlanders won't listen to a word you say. Someone else has to present the arguments. Someone they trust. I suppose that means I have to challenge my brother. With your help, of course. You spoke to the Incarnates, not me. I'm familiar with their stories, but I'll need you to help me choose the appropriate argument to counter each of Chodala's claims. I hate opposing my brother in this. I just don't see another way. Incarnate Runso was strong and powerful. He thought that by strength alone, he could unite the Ashlanders. He failed. When Chodala proclaims his power, that's when we'll refer to this scroll's sad tale. Incarnate Adiri was a champion of my people. She defended us against great threats. But when she grew to love war for war's sake, she proved she wasn't the Nerevarine. When Chodala proclaims that war is the answer, hand me this scroll. Incarnate Darnot thought his way was the best way. He rejected the counsel of the Wise Women and the Ashkans, something Nerevar would never do. When Chodala proclaims he knows better than anyone, we'll use this scroll. Meet me inside.
Must we continue this farce? It's obvious that I'm the Nerevarine.
Someone has stepped forward to challenge your claim, Chodala.
Seren, I'm disappointed in you, dear sister.
Enough. I shall hear your arguments and render my decision.
Even the Outlander can see that I'm the most powerful Ashkan. My strength alone proves that I am the Nerevarine.
Chodala puts forth his great strength as proof of his claim. Give me the scroll that discounts such a trait for the Nerevarine. Of course. Let's see what... This doesn't look right. That's not right. Try another scroll. That makes sense.
Sister, your confusion just
I don't think this will
confirms my
work.
claim.
Time to pick the correct scroll. Yes, that's a sound. Incarnate, appear!
Is that the best you can do?
As a warrior and as an Ashkan, I was the most powerful of my age. But for all my strength, I failed my people. Don't follow my example.
The faithless houses dare to threaten our land, but we shall meet them in battle, and I will lead us to victory.
This is more no... Of course. No, that's not... Be careful. We need to get these right. Of course.
Seren, the
This doesn't look
Outlander's
right.
lies have
Be
no
careful.
place in this debate.
That makes sense. Incarnate, appear!
Must we
I
continue
thought
to
the path
tolerate
to
this
the
travesty?
Nerevarine was a path of blood and battle, but my love of war was my undoing. War is not the way.
These failed incarnates prove nothing. I need no counsel but my own, as befits my status as the Nerevarine.
I think it's working. One more strong assertion, and that should do it. Of course. Incarnate, appear!
I refuse to accept the counsel of the Wise Women and the Ashkans. I thought I knew best, but I knew nothing. That is not the way of the Nerevarine.
Seren and the Outlander, their arguments have merit. Chodala, we deny your claim. You are not the Nerevarine.
This proves nothing! Look how the staff protects me! I am the Nerevarine! Red Exiles, slay the unbelievers!
Circle around!
For Chodala! For the Nerevarine!
I hate what my brother's become.
Mortal, I would have words with you. Chodola has been revealed as a failed Nerevarine, but that hasn't dissuaded him from his reckless course of action. As long as he wields the staff, he shall be unstoppable. Time is against you, mortal. Even now, Vivek, that pompous usurper, grows increasingly weaker. As much as I deplore him, Vivek cannot fall to Chodola's vile magic. There's another power at work here. One I can't quite put my finger on. Return to Vivek City. Do what you can to aid Vivek. And pay heed to my faithful vessel, Saren. I name her Champion of the Moon and Star. She will play a pivotal role in ending her brother's march toward godhood, if she survives.
That was exhilarating. That was glorious. Lady Azura's presence filled me with such wonder. She actually spoke through me. I heard everything she said, and I felt her sense of urgency. You need to return to Vivek City immediately. And help you I shall. Return to Vivek City, while I track down my brother and his damnable staff. With the Ashlanders against him, he won't have many options. After I locate him, I'll meet you, and we can find a way to break through Chodola's defenses.
Pull yourself together. You're a buoyant armiger for Vivek's sake.
As a god weakens, so too does his city suffer. I know my people grow fearful. Even the Archcanon is distressed. But the energy that remains to me holds the moonlit in the sky. At least for now. So what news does my eyes and ears bring to me? How this upstart Ashlander learned to attune Sotha Seal's tool confounds my understanding. And he dares use my power? Still, your help is appreciated. Every strike and parry takes us one step closer to ending this threat and restoring my vitality.
Due to Lord Vivek's condition, it falls upon us to find a solution. Lord Vivek must conserve his remaining energy, so we need to solve this problem on our own. It all comes back to Chodola. That damned Ashlander's draining the warrior poet's power. We need to stop him and get that damned staff. How should I know? That's not a skill the Tribunal teaches. Return to Barrelzal's tower and get Sothasyl's former apprentice to come up with some kind of countermeasure. I'm sure he knows more than he's told you. I do have one concern, though. You see right through me, Outlander. I have more worries than a Quama queen has eggs. I'm talking about Chodala's sister. Seren claims to want to help, to want peace, but I don't trust her. Seek out Barrelzar, but be wary of the Ashlander's sister. We need to stop Chodala, and to do that, we need to find a way to overcome the device he's wielding. Find Barrelzar and make sure that crazy mage provides you with something we can use to save Lord Vivec. Is the bull sure it can bend the Betty? No. But by all accounts, we'll be better off with Sunara in our hands and away from Chodala. That won't be possible, however, as long as the Ashlander remains impervious to every attack. The female Ashlander? Well, if that wasn't enough of a reason, remember that she's also Chodala's sister. Blood sings to blood, as the warrior poet so elegantly put it. Be wary of that one, Outlander. She'll stab you in the back, mark my words. Vivec loves this land, and the land loves him in return. He's always had a special bond with Vardenfell. Is it so hard to believe that Red Mountain reflects his suffering? Beyond that, there's also Bardao, the moonlit that floats above us. Lord Vivec's intervention stopped the moonlit from crashing into the city. He holds it above us by strength of will. But as he weakens, so too does the power that keeps the rock afloat. If Vivec's energy wanes further, it would spell disaster.
Barrelzar will figure something out. He's brilliant and quite capable, despite his bizarre behavior.
Is someone up there? I could use some help down here.
Daedra.
Sounds like the danger is past. Wipe your feet and come inside. So hard to concentrate and maintain schedules when interruptions constantly occur. Don't they know the Great Gear never pauses in its rotations? So that was you up there. I appreciate the assistance. Daedric entities can be very unpredictable. Logic has very little place in the behavior of Daedra, my hopeful associate. Studying the fabric of reality does tend to attract unwanted attention. But these creatures appeared just before you entered my tower. I wonder, why have you returned? Ah, a modification of my master's old experiments, turning a simple tool into a dangerous weapon. Ingenious! Evil, yes, but also quite brilliant. A tonal inverter should counter it. Uses sound waves to temporarily disrupt the flow of energy. No, of course not. I just invented it. I need proper components to build such a device. My hirelings scour the land for materials all the time. Here's a list. Head out the back door and ask them to direct you to these common dwarven components. Hirelings? Yes, they worked for me, before they quit, ungrateful netches. Still, I paid them well before the pistons slipped their alignments. They should know where to find the components. Last I heard, Snorfen and the others were in Molag Mar. The situation is wound dangerously tight, but I believe the gears revolve around you. Once you leave, I should be perfectly safe. Or at least as safe as I ever am in the midst of all these experiments. You, however, stay vigilant, my friend. I could, but I won't pour 5-year-old Flynn into a cracked decanter. No offense. Suffice it to say, they're fairly common as far as Dwemer components go. Use the list and talk to my former hirelings. I'll build the device the moment you return.
I feel like such a puny snowback, hiding here in Molag Mar. But you don't want to hear about my troubles. What can this broken Nord do for you? Berelzar. He's the reason I'm a shattered man, doomed to become a cowering sheep like the rest of these pilgrims. All right, let me see that. Arkanthung Stordoms. You can find a Sonen's generator there, after you deal with the steam trap. The cursed contraption. I almost had it figured out when a ghost floated up to me. No problem, I think. But then it enters a Centurion. Ghost machines. No sane Nord can fight ghost machines. I dropped my notes and ran as fast as I could. Not just ghosts. Ghosts that possess dwarven machines. I'm through working for that crazy old mage and his clockwork monstrosities. But if you want to get past the steam trap, find my notes and follow the directions.
If you're another pilgrim looking for charity, I suggest you move along. I have neither the time to waste nor the gold to spare. I'm currently between employment, and my own funds have become dangerously depleted. Let me see that. What's that crazy mage need this time? I suppose you could find a manual clockwork shaft in the Nichuleft ruins. But I'd avoid that place if I were you. If the roof doesn't collapse, the constructs will rip you apart. If you insist. Deep in the ruins churns a big machine. When I was there, it sputtered and vibrated, collapsing parts of the ceiling. Lava and rock fell everywhere. You need to get past that and some nasty constructs to retrieve the item. That mage is a menace. Oh, he always paid well, but the places he asked me to go, each was more dangerous than the last. And if I had to hear about the Great Gear one more time... For my own health and sanity, I had to break ties with Berelzar.
If you're passing through, pay attention. I'll say this once. Pilgrims who ignore my warning vanish from the roads by morning. Whether you're from near or far, best keep your arse at Molag Mar. I find it best to put official notice in verse. Helps people remember, and reminds them buoyant armigers aren't ordinators. Nobody wants to talk to them, even other ordinators. Now, if I could get someone to tell me who's attacking these pilgrims. If you're offering, I suspect Ashlanders are behind the disappearances, but I don't have the numbers to chase them off. If you can sneak into their camp near Molag Mar and find me proof of their involvement, I could finally get some reinforcements. Avoid killing the Ashlanders unless they give you no choice. I don't need you starting a blood feud with my forces split. Now, I must be off to hold the heroic line at a deeply fishy mine. Such is the life of a buoyant armiger. As a rule, they don't like us. So when our people start disappearing, not long after an Ashlander tribe set up camp near Molag Mar, I wager it's more than a coincidence. Just a dreg infestation. We have them contained. They're an untimely distraction, but nothing we can't handle. Once the dreg finish mating, we'll clear them out while they're still sluggish. Shouldn't be more than a week. Vivek's finest, fleet and fit, besting heretic by sword, an ordinator by wit. Sworn to live a life of noble grace, except to laugh in danger's face. And sometimes we quammer wrangle groups of pilgrims. Warrior poets are quite versatile.
Based on meat. Damned vampires. How
find a way to make them pay for what they did to my brother. I swear it on the tribunal and any Daedra willing enough to listen. What do you want? Can't you leave a person to her anger and her grief? He did he? Let me see that list. Well, the crazy old maid always said there were no coincidences. The inversion conduit. I saw one in Galone Deus, right before I barely escaped from those damned vampires. Eager to become cattle for the bloodsuckers? The Burn clan killed my brother. Damn their eyes. The item you seek was in the manufactory, but you'll need a control rod to get a dwarven spider to unlock it for you. Because the mage wanted to send me to the far side of Vardenfell, and I need to remain here. I'm not going anywhere until I make the Burn clan pay for what it did to my brother. If you can kill some of the bastards, that'll be a start.
The wise avoid apology when ravers must be beaten. So sing on with your dusty talk to Eden.
What is it?
You there! Adventure! If you've come to plunder these ruins, I'm afraid you'll be disappointed. One of my competitors has really made a mess of things. We suffered a major setback at the hands of artisan Lenormand, a grave robber of exceptionally low breeding. He's looking for an artifact, you see, and thought he could use us to find it. I managed to escape, but left my Dwemer control rod behind. The Heart of Lorcan, as if it even exists. The irony is that this ruin really does contain an item of power, a Dwemer relic called a Bathark Prism. If you help me rescue my aides, retrieve my rod, and obtain this prism, I'd happily compensate you. With the exception of capable bodyguards like Vimy Lacroix, finding competent assistance has proven difficult. Unfortunately, she and I were separated during our escape. I suggest you begin searching for Vimy at our camp inside the ruins. That's an excellent question. Scholarship on the subject leaves much to be desired. One of my less daring contemporaries believes it might function as a kind of codex, translating tonal patterns into legible script. Difficult to say. A tonal codex sounds almost too good to be true. But I don't have the luxury of dismissing such rumors out of hand, particularly when a scoundrel like Lenormand takes interest. Because he's an incompetent fraud. The fool couldn't find dirt if he fell off a horse. He needs an experienced scholar to guide him through the ruin. You see, Lenormand believes this might be the final resting place of the Heart of Lorcan. Not familiar with the myth? Priests will tell you that the god Lorcan tricked various divine forces into creating the world. This upset the natural order of things, and so his fellow gods yanked his heart out as punishment. Don't be ridiculous. The Heart of Lorcan is a work of pure fantasy. Unless you believe it plausible that Auriel attached Lorcan's talking heart to an arrow and shot it across the sea. We'll find no ancient god hearts here. Sorry to disappoint. Yes, one of my own design. A fine piece of craftsmanship if I do say so myself. I hope those thugs didn't break it when they stole it from me. The rod exerts control over Dwemer automata. Even a fool like Lenormand could cause some havoc with it. Yes, and I'm sure he's using it to great effect. The rod can deactivate some of the machines and turn others into allies. Far too powerful a device for the likes of Lenormand.
Sometimes a little lie saves a ton of explanation. thought I was done for.
Allow me, my sister. This should open the miserable construct like a ripe fruit.
answer for? You invade our camp, assault my kin, desecrate our sacred rites. No Outlander would do these things for their own sake. The slaves of the false gods sent you, didn't they? Lies upon lies! Does it give them pleasure to invent reasons to bring us harm? If they seek our deaths, they should just come for them! These ploys and ambushes are the acts of cowards! 4 have vanished since we arrived to find your armatures building their garish shrine over our ancestral lands. Made prisoners of the false gods, or struck down by the likes of you, no doubt. Your reasons mean nothing to me. I would kill you if I did not think it would give the slaves of the false gods another excuse to do harm. What proof do you need? What will make them leave us be? Your pilgrims are not here. They litter the wild with their weakness. A beast's meal, nothing more. See for yourself. You will find what's left of their camps here, where I have marked your map. I will seek my own answers. When you have seen what I have seen, meet me at the Helan ancestral tomb. The burial ground has been disturbed recently. Once you see that we are innocent, we will learn if the truth lies with the dead. My kin remain missing. I will find them regardless of whether you speak truth or lies. Save your words. I will not forgive you, but I will forget this grudge if you put an end to the violation of our tribe.
Have you only just arrived, or is this you returning? I can't always keep the cogs and pistons in line. I remember. The components for the tonal inverter. Were you able to acquire them? Impressive. I thought I'd never see you again. That's what usually happens when I employ hirelings to acquire rare and exotic items from dangerous locations. Well, the great gear doesn't dawdle, and neither do I. Hand them over and I'll get to work. One tonal inverter coming up. Connect this, tighten the spring. Don't explode. Almost done. There. Phew! Got it right the first time. No explosions. Yet. Go ahead. You can take it. I'm sure it's stable. Mostly sure. Once the tonal inverter is in your possession, talk to me and I'll tell you how it works. Do you like it, my latest creation? I call it the tonal inverter. Did I mention that already? No matter. It should counteract Sotha Seal's modified staff, at least momentarily. I assume you know how to use this, correct? Of course you don't. I just invented it. Honestly. You won't use it anyway, not if you plan to fight the one who wields Sotha Seal's staff. Almost impossible to operate the tonal inverter while also engaged in battle. It's too cumbersome. Sunara, the Blessed Staff? I suppose the name fits, sort of. You'll need someone to assist you. Someone you trust. Oh, not me. Too busy. Too fragile. But using the tonal inverter is definitely a two-person activity. Easy as scrib jelly pie. One person operates the controls to generate the sound waves. When it reaches the proper pitch, you activate the inverter and discharge its energy to disrupt Sunara's power. Temporarily. Here, I wrote you instructions.
Your presence defiles this city, Ashlander. How dare you demand to see our god?
I'm here to help. If you won't listen to me, listen to the Outlander.
Thank the three. The Outlander has returned. Was battle. Pay no attention to this Ashlander. She's been blathering on about Lord Vivek's condition and how she can help, but I'm certain it's a trick of some sort. I was just about to have her thrown out of the city, or possibly tossed to the slaughter. I know who she is. I still don't trust her, and I refuse to let her anywhere near Lord Vivek. Who knows what an Ashlander would do while the warrior poet is in such a fragile state? A tonal what now? Well, since I can't go with you, but with Lord Vivek requiring my undivided attention, I suppose we'll have to let the Ashlander assist you. Very well. Take her and defeat Chodala, then bring me his staff so we can restore Vivek.
If that old idiot is what passes for a tribunal leader, it's no wonder the houses are in such disarray. No time to dwell on that, though. I found my brother, and it's worse than I feared. Chodala's quest for power has led him down a dark path. Chodala and his most loyal followers have taken refuge in a ruin called Kaushtarari. It's an ancient shrine devoted to the Daedric prince Malakath. I think my brother plans to ask the God of Curses to help him. It will allow us to stop Chodala? Then of course I'll help you. Since the Tribunal's dogs took my weapons, I'll need to replace them. Meet me at the ruins when you're ready. Here we are, on the Furious One's bloody doorstep, preparing to enter a Daedric ruin to try to stop my brother's march toward power. I hope that device you mentioned really can counter the invulnerability granted by the staff, Sunara. Well, that's larger than I expected, but it looks simple enough to operate. I suppose it's better that I work the device. I'm not sure I'm capable of attacking Chodola. He's still my brother, no matter how dangerous his beliefs have become. I'll help you counter the effects of Sunara. Maybe once we neutralize it, Chodola will listen to reason. I know that's probably just wishful thinking. I'll settle for finding out who tempted Chodola with that damn staff. Go ahead. Ask your questions. Then head into the ruins. I'll be right behind you. The tribes rejected him. Azura set her face against him. Now Chodola's seeking aid wherever he can find it. That makes him more desperate than I imagined, and more dangerous. Why he decided to solicit Malakath, the god of curses, I have no idea. Malakath's an evil god, the Daedric prince of curses and broken promises. Perhaps that's why Chodola has sought him out. The prophecy of the Nerevarine was Chodola's to fulfill before it was wrenched away from him. Perhaps, but I don't think so. The Oathbreaker prefers a more direct approach. He isn't one to hide behind convoluted schemes and plots. Still, if Malakath agrees to support my brother, we'll have one more problem to deal with. It's true I have no love of the Tribunal. I also have no stomach for a war between my people and the Great Houses. Too much blood would be spilled to no good end. Even Azura proclaims that my brother must be stopped. I'll help you in any way I can. Malakath's an evil god, the Daedric prince of curses and broken promises. Perhaps that's why Chodola has sought him out. The prophecy of the Nerevarine was Chodola's to fulfill before it was wrenched away from him. Perhaps, but I don't think so. The Oathbreaker prefers a more direct approach. He isn't one to hide behind convoluted schemes and plots. Still, if Malakath agrees to support my brother, we'll have one more...
Chodola, he's gone mad. Sought to make a deal with a Daedric prince. Chodola appealed to Malakath, but the god of curses rebuked him. Killed us all. Said Chodola already served another. He went deeper into the ruins, into Malakath's shrine.
Malakath, I am the Nerevarine.
Chodola, brother, stop this madness!
You bring this outlander to kill me, sister? You can't harm me! I have a powerful patron on my side.
The staff protects him. You can't hurt him until we use the tonal inverter. I need a moment to get this working.
What is that? No matter. You are no longer worth my time.
The Prince of Bargains. tonal inverter is ready. Stand in the field and focus the wave.
My protective shield! What have you done? I'll destroy all of you for this!
Azura, we've dealt with the false Nerevarine, just as you commanded. That was harder than I expected. Chodala was so angry, so full of rage, not like himself at all. Still, I can't believe I helped kill my own brother. I know that! It was either Chodala or the lives of hundreds of Dunmer. All because he convinced himself he was the Nerevarine. Or someone convinced him. Either way, my brother is dead, and the Cavern of the Incarnate has another resident. Take Sunara, and I'll meet you back in Vivec City. Your Archcanon made it quite clear that the staff was the key to saving Vivec. I need to take care of my brother's remains. Then we'll be done here.
Hold it, sweet. No one is... Go.
Lord Vivec, protect...
Pull yourself together. You're a buoyant armiger for Vivec's sake.
Oh, this is terrible. Lord Vivec collapsed. Tell me, Outlander, were you able to defeat Chodala? Have you brought me his staff? I'm afraid Lord Vivec may not last much longer. And just in time. According to my calculations, with every use of Sunara, Chodala drained more energy from Lord Vivec. It almost killed him. We can use the staff to save Vivec. Just plant it in the floor, and the power will return.
Perfect! It's working just as I expected.
What are you doing? It's killing him!
What did you expect? That's the point of all this, after all.
I've powered up the tonal inverter. Activate the wave!
You're too late. I see it now, the Clockwork City. Look at what Barbas found for you, Master.
I knew something was wrong as soon as I approached the palace. I could feel it in my bones. I was on my way here when Azura showed me a vision. I saw Sunara killing Vivec. Even without Chodala, that damn staff is dangerous. I don't think that thing was ever the Archcanon. It called itself Barbas. As an Ashlander, I'm more familiar with Daedric lore than most of the elves of the Great Houses. Beyond that, I've made a study of the most prominent Daedric princes, because Barbas is a loyal servant of the Daedric Prince, Clavicus Vile. I'm not an expert on the Prince of Bargains, but it seems to me that this was all part of some grand plan. Perhaps Vivek can explain things better than I can.
Azura's champion is correct. That was Barbas, faithful hound of Clavicus Vile, a shapeshifter. He killed the Archcanon, took his place. Chodala sought the seal's device, impersonating Tarvas. It was all part of some elaborate plan. That was simply a consequence. We needed tribunal energy to locate the Clockwork City. I was the easiest target. If Barbas enters Sotha Seal's city, disaster will follow. I appreciate your help, but I must conserve what remains of my energy.
What happened here? Where's the Archcanon? Oh, by the three, Lord Vivek looks terrible. Where's Archcanon Tarvas? He always seems to know what to do in situations like this. Barbas? The Daedric Hound? Wait, I don't understand any of this. But if Lord Vivek's energy has been depleted, then the Moonlit, Red Mountain... My gods! All of Vardenfell's in danger! If only there was a way to give Lord Vivek some energy... Wait! That's it! A blessing stone! Find the Overseer and retrieve another stone from the construction site. Oh, please, hurry. I've never seen Lord Vivek in such a desperate state. I expect the Overseer's near the unfinished cantons, watching out for looters. When people panic, they're capable of anything. And with all the chaos going on outside, the Overseer closed the construction site. Get her key and bring back a stone. A few moments ago, Red Mountain erupted and the moonlit above the city dropped dangerously low in the sky. I assume that was when Lord Vivek's energy was depleted. If we don't find a way to restore some of his power, and soon, Vardenfell is doomed. I'm not sure, but our first priority must be to restore some of the Lord Vivek's energy. After that, he can tell us what we need to do next. Did Barbas give any indication as to why he did this to Lord Vivek? Sotha Seal's private domain. It said that the place holds the secret to remaking Nirn. I suppose that would interest Barbas and his master, Clavicus Vile. But Clockwork City can wait. The moonlit hanging above us, not so much. Someone has to take care of Lord Vivek. I'll make the preparations necessary to return the power and the Blessing Stone to him. I'm really operating above my station here. I'm not the Archcanon, after all. Then again, neither was Tarvas, I suppose.
Lord Vivek, don't let us die!
Lord Vivek, save us!
Shillas, where are you?
Get out of there!
That was...
My wife decides to run out and chase some damned looters in the middle of a disaster. Who does that sort of thing? You'd think Lord Vivek's overseer would have a clearer head. She ran into the unfinished cantons. She's been beating herself up over the fact that they're behind schedule, but she won't do anyone any good if she gets herself killed. My wife's tough as nails, but she's no warrior.
We barely got out of there alive. I can't believe the Overseer's still in there. What's she going to do when the Canton sinks into the bay? Yes, the Overseer ran in there when she saw the looters. We tried to follow, but then the moonlit began raining fire, ash, and chunks of rock. Last I saw, she was chasing the looters into the far Canton. Greed is a powerful motivator. We left tools and materials just sitting around, unprotected, when the priests ordered everyone to get off the streets. Looters happily risk their lives if there's a profit to be made.
One steals from Lord Vivek. Another looter? You want a taste of my steel, too? No, wait. I remember you. You borrowed one of our blessing stones. Well, the Archcanon returned it after Lord Vivek was finished with it, so no need to fret about that. That's impossible! We installed the Blessing Stone back in its canton and finished construction on that section a short time ago. Wait a moment. Does this have something to do with the chunks of rock raining down on the city? I suppose you're in luck then. We happen to have another Blessing Stone. It's at the third canton. Here. This key will open the door to that portion of the construction site. Just watch out for more looters and the rocks falling out of the sky. Verona? Was she still angry with me? No, you don't have to answer that. You know my wife. I'll head back and let her know I'm all right. Tell Lord Vivek he can have our Blessing Stone, as long as he promises to do something about Bar Dao.
Red Mountain! It's erupting!
Lord Vivek, save us!
You've returned. It sounds like the city is falling apart out there, so there isn't much time. Were you able to get another Blessing Stone? We need to restore some of Lord Vivek's energy before the moonlit falls out of the sky. Perfect. I can feel Lord Vivek's essence inside it. I hope I remember how to do this. You'd better stand back, just in case. Hang on, Lord Vivek.
Sweet energy, like a sip of water for a thirsty man.
Oh, thank the three. Lord Vivek looks better already. Of course, the Blessing Stone is only a temporary measure. We still need to determine what to do about Barbas and the stolen energy. As Lord Vivek has written, the bravest heart never falters. You are truly Vivek's champion. I didn't know if the Blessing Stone was going to work, but I appreciate your help. Now go and talk to Lord Vivek. I'm sure he has a plan to share with us.
Outlander, my time grows short. Clarity emerges, like sunlight breaking through the clouds. Barbas must have replaced the Archcanon weeks ago. All to set the wheels in motion to steal my divine energy. Every move has a purpose. Stealing my energy sowed discord and disaster throughout the land, and ultimately revealed the location of the Clockwork City. If Barbas and his master can bypass the wards and enter Sotha Seal's domain. Clavicus Vile distracted me, weakened me, all to locate the Clockwork City. Perhaps we require a Daedra, to fight a Daedra. Azura's champion, Seren, in Archcanon's office. Seek guidance from her patron. But hurry, my time grows short.
Outlander, over here. I've been trying to find something that makes sense of all.
Mortal, the Lady of Twilight has words for you. So Vivek deigns to ask for help? I foresaw such an event, but scarcely believed it. Listen well, for if you continue to perform flawlessly, we might yet thwart the efforts of Clavicus Vile and his hound, Barbas. Just as I anticipated, the mysteries reveal that Barbas seeks to enter the Clockwork City. So far, Sotha Seal's wards have impeded him, but the Hound has Sunra. You must beat him to the prize, the reservoir that holds Vivek's stolen energy. Such knowledge has been hidden even from me, mortal. But I know someone who can provide you with the means to travel to Sotha Seal's creation. Stand back, and I shall summon the Mage of Cogs and Gears.
Interesting. That shouldn't have happened. Now, where in oblivion am I?
Mage, this mortal speaks with the authority of the Mother's soul.
Interesting. Summoned by a Daedric prince and her mortal mouthpiece. I was right in the middle of a crucial experiment. But I suppose I can spare a few clicks of the cogs for Azura and my erstwhile assistant. So, did you break the tonal inverter? No, not going to happen. No offense to the Lady of Twilight, but Soph the Seal was quite adamant about keeping the place hidden and warded against the Daedra. Wait. Pistons fall into place. This concerns Sunora and Lord Vivek, I presume. Barbas, another Daedra. Thinking. So the Seal's forgotten tools modified to steal Vivek's energy, which in turn energized the Clockwork City. Lit it up like the top of Red Mountain. Even Vile's dog would be able to see that. What is Barbas after? Wait, gears click into place. The reservoir! You need to reach the reservoir that contains Vivek's stolen energy before Barbas. I can get us to the entrance in Set's vault, beneath the Mournhold Temple. Ready to go? You'll need my help. I know the city almost as well as Soph the Seal. I think the Hound used Sunora to get inside. We have to hurry. Those Skaffen have agitated one of the Guardians. Over here! Don't let the Hound see you!
Oh, my favorite dupe has finally arrived! Oh dear, oh dear. Loctite. Lucky for me, I've got Sunora. You may not believe this, but I really am happy to see you. I grew rather fond of you while I inhabited that dreadful dark elf form. Now you get to see me in all my glory. And soon, you'll be able to witness my greatest achievement. I'm going to bring my master's grandest plan ever to fruition. He'll be so proud of me. Just stay out of my way and enjoy the show. I promise it will be highly entertaining. Oh, yes, indeed. The grandest! My master and his partner seek to... Oh, no. Bad Barbas. I almost gave away the surprise. Ooh, you're a tricky one, you are. But my master will be so pleased that I stepped in and made his plan even better. My master has been trying to find this place for the longest time. He actually set the ball rolling. I saw an opportunity to improve his plan and make it better, so I took the initiative. This will get me back in my master's good graces, you'll see. Worried about the archcanon? The poor old man. He died in his sleep, all peaceful-like. I saw an opportunity and leapt right in. Stupid Vivek. He never even noticed. I was master. Nice chat, but I've got to run.
That should take out the defenses, at least the most dangerous. I disabled most of the defenses in this section, but so Facile installed numerous safeguards. I advise caution just in case. Barbas is ahead of us, but I know many paths through the city. Just like the fox that chased the hound. With my help, the probability calculates in your favor, but you must keep moving. The hound won't dawdle. Unless he comes upon an interesting smell. Or a tree. Since we know Barbas's ultimate destination, I can open routes he can't access. Only one logical place. To the atelier where Sothassil conducted his study of divine energy. Sunaral would have sent the stolen power there. It's not far. What Barbas and his master want with Vivek's energy, though, remains unclear. Most of them. Might be a random contraption or a wandering factotum still out there. And if Barbas smuggles in more Daedra, the other defenses will become active. Clear the path while I open the route. Then I'll catch up and join you.
You'll never get past the gate while of that token. All done. Must run. No one ever catches the hound. You are persistent. Looks like you need more scoffing.
No matter. There's another path up the other way.
The hound wants your head!
Look, Master! Vivek's toy found a way through just like you said! But Barbas has Sunara! What does Vivek's toy have?
Vivek's toy has me, you annoying creature. This way.
Master, I'm close to our goal! With Vivek's energy, I can open a portal and...
Pray this works, my hound, for you interfered with a plan that wasn't intended for the likes of you.
When you're finished with those fabricants, follow me. Beautiful, isn't it? One of Sotha Seal's favorite atelier. I think Barbas is already inside. That's the atelier behind me. Not only is this the workshop where Sotha Seal experimented with divine energy, it also houses one of the reservoirs that can be used to power the entire city. A reservoir currently filled with Vivek's energy. Almost certainly, Sunara led him right to it. It won't take the Hound long to figure out how to access Vivek's stolen energy. Then he'll try to open a portal for his master, Clavicus Vile. Maybe. Probably. It's a distinct possibility. Certainly the Hound and his master think so. Whether it will actually work or not, you have to go in there and stop him. The danger's too great to ignore. As I said, the atelier is the workshop where Sotha Seal used Sunara to experiment with his own divine energy. The reservoir located inside was specifically designed to contain such massive power. As far as workshops go, it's a masterpiece. No, that's inadvisable. The atelier has defenses. You have no idea what it will do if it marks one of Sotha Seal's apprentices as an enemy. Neither do I. You go. I'll use the controls over there and help you from out here.
You can't stop me if the defenses won't let you in.
Open that vault and destroy its defenses. Open the north vault and destroy its defenses. is active. Open it and enter the energy reservoir. Fluctuations ahead. Barbas is manipulating the energy reservoirs. Hurry!
I've turned this contrivance into like my new armor? I wanted to wear something special when I kill you. Let me give you a taste of divine power! Patience, Master! The portal is almost ready! Can't you feel it? Know your oblivion is opening wide! It's working, Master! Vivek's energy was the key!
I can feel it! Clavicus File is almost here! Seize Sonora! Then retrieve Lord Vivek's energy. Destination. I'll go ahead to stabilize the connection.
Such a good and hound. You have done enough. So, you're the mortal who gave my poor dog so much trouble. I suppose we should have a chat, you and I. How dare you discipline my dog? He was only trying to appease his master, and I'd never harm a hair on whatever insignificant creature you hold dear. You, on the other hand, require a lesson in manners. Indeed, what ambition! As you can see, Barbas isn't a bad dog. He does get easily excited and overzealous. He embellished my plans somewhat, but it all worked out in the end. And we found the Clockwork City. This little flea thinks it's smart, but my plans are beyond its comprehension. Still, by delaying the inevitable, you caused my associates and I some trouble. You'll stay here until you're no longer a threat. How does a few decades sound to you?
Master!
Quiet, dog! Haven't you... Wait. Who dares intrude upon my lesson?
Found you. Over here. Oh. Clavicus File. This isn't good. I lost you somewhere between the Clockwork City and Vivek. But it was simple enough to trace your energy signature to this Daedric shrine. Unfortunately, some power is interfering with my efforts to open a portal for you. That would be unfortunate for you. Luckily, you have me to assist you. Well, me and Sonora. Expend a small amount of Vivek's energy at the statue, and that should provide enough of a distraction for me to pull you out of there.
Begone, meddling wizard! That stings, little flea!
That actually worked. Well, glad to see you're still alive, Assistant.
Hurry, Outlander. Vivek is nearly spent.
My time draws to a close. Were you successful? So you retrieved my stolen energy. You stopped Barbas. Now, return what is rightfully mine. To quote my 75th exhortation, certainty is the brother of fear. Nothing is certain, but I have confidence in you, in what you have done. Use the staff. Return my energy, or not. In a little while. It won't matter.
Oh,
Use Sumera and restore my energy.
Praise Vivek, his energy is restored.
Remarkable. No Ordinator or Armiger could have done any better. You uncovered a Daedric spy in our midst, brought a living god back from the brink of death, and saved all of Vardenfell. Well done, my friend. As my next sermon shall proclaim, modesty is the false cloak of a flatterer, or the sincere garment of the humble. Again, you have my gratitude, and that of all my people. Indeed, even those who rail against the tribunal owe you their lives. You have done much for me and for Vardenfell. But as the warrior says, do not think the battle is over when the enemy is dead. The hearts and minds of the people must also be won. I must ask you for one more service. Gratitude is its own reward, I once told the crowds in Ebonheart. But I found that some of my followers appreciate something more tangible. Help me reward those who aided in the saving of Vardenfell, so we can reassure my people. To start, retrieve the Archcanon's signet from the Hall of Wisdom. It is time to appoint a new head priest. I shall gather my people and meet you at my statue on the central canton. It shall be a glorious ceremony, my friend. One last task before your service ends, my friend. Rejoice. You cursed the darkness with good reason. Now praise the return of the light. The eyes and ears of the warrior poet returns, and just in time for the gathering crowd. Were you able to locate the Archcannon's signet? Continue to guard it, for it represents not only my loyal servant Tarvis, but also the past and future of my priesthood. And take this as well, to aid you in your next task. You have been my eyes and ears in the world. Now be my hands. Within the modest sack resides gifts for my faithful servants. Blessings from me, though I would have you deliver them. You served me in adversity. Now join me in celebration. As I call forth my faithful, reach into the sack and give them the first thing you find. They shall hear my words of praise and gratitude, while it shall be your hand that rewards them. Are you ready, friend of Vivek? Overseer Shiralas, step forth. Overseer Shiralas, you sacrificed your blessing stones to aid the warrior poet. Well done. Take these recharged stones and finish building my city, after relaxing with your patient wife.
Thank you, Lord Vivek. I shall do as you ask.
Gemstones, filled with a tiny fraction of divine energy. Amazing and so very generous. With careful tuning, this could improve portal magic 100-fold. Thank you.
Was that... Did Lord Vivek summon me? My lord, I'm not worthy. But I shall endeavor to become so. Thank you. And I can't wait to inform my ancestors.
It's the last stanza that holds the most. Once a stranger to our land, now a friend forever. Step forward. You come before me with an empty sack, but have no fear. As I have written, treat your enemies well, and your friends even better. Know that I consider you to be a very good friend. Will you accept the honor I'm about to bestow upon you? Then let it be known that from this moment forth, you shall be called the Champion of Vivek, and along with my thanks, take this modest reward. I foresee even greater achievements in your future, but for now, be content to be the hero of Morrowind. Now go forth and rejoice. The warrior poet shall write of your deeds in story and song, my friend. You will be remembered for your service to Vardenfell. Now go, see the wonders of our great land. There are others who need your help. Of that, I am certain.
Archcannon? I don't think I'll ever get used to that. Still, it's been a grand adventure, hasn't it, my friend? I suppose if I could survive everything that happened, I can certainly serve as the High Priest to Lord Vivek. How hard could it be?
Me? Among all these fine people? When I received Lord Vivek's summons, I didn't even change my clothes. I feel honored and embarrassed all at once.
A vacation.
I don't think Shiralas has taken time off since we got married. I hear Seydonim is beautiful this time of year. Maybe we could take a cruise up the coast.
How much longer do I need to stay here? Social situations have never been my strong suit. And to get back to my tower and experiment with this wonderful gift Vivek bestowed upon me. I already have ideas how to improve magical transportation.
I may not consider him to be a true deity, but Vivek doesn't seem to be an entirely bad sort. I'll be heading back to my tribe soon. I'm glad we got a chance to see each other again before I take my leave. I lost my brother to ambition and became the champion of Azura. From that point of view, I suppose I'm doing as well as can be expected. I'll return to the tribes, pick up where Chodola and I left off, before he decided he was the Nerevarine. Not directly, but I do have a sense that malignant forces are gathering on the plains of Oblivion. But that could just be the scrib jelly and cheese I ate for lunch. Farewell, Outlander. May the Queen of the Night Sky guide you on your travel.
May Arcade drive back the darkness, forevermore.
Best mountain.
By the three, I've never seen the mountain so active. And Bardao, we're headed to Sadrith Mora if that's where you'd like to go. Just...
Oh, dear Tywin, how I long to see you smile. Ah, love, how cruel the fates that keep me from my heart's desire and force me to lock away my true feelings. Chains bind my heart, yet it yearns to beat free. Oh, what does an outlander know about the complexities of Dunmerry love? But you're only trying to help, and maybe I do need a simpler perspective. How does an outlander convince an overbearing mother that the object of their affection is worthy? Of course not. Tywin is a slave. My mother's slave. I tried to buy her freedom, but Mother laughed at the mere suggestion that I'd be allowed to sully our reputation with a noir bride. Perhaps an outlander's offer wouldn't rouse her suspicion. I don't expect her to pay, obviously. It's just that Mother might reveal what it would take for her to release Tywin if it was anyone but me asking. Knowing that might give me some idea of how to free my love. It couldn't hurt to ask, could it? Tell her you've heard Tywin excels at finding Red Star shells. Telvanni wizards prize them, and they're very rare. Most of the locals know that Tyrwin is the best at finding them. Mother loves to gloat. I couldn't bear gazing upon Tyrwin since Mother rebuked me. But now, I can't wait to see her lovely face again. I'll be down at the swamp where she hunts shells. Come find me once you've finished dealing with Mother. She'll be at our tower.
Mind your step. I would not want you to step on this random patch of grass. I jest, of course. The Telvanni force me to work, but I make sure it brings them no pleasure. I see you wear no shackles. Do you seek work? I know someone who needs help. In truth, you would be helping many Saxhleel, myself included. During my latest escape attempt, I met an amber beauty with eyes like summer rain. Her Lukial name is Sun in Shadow, but I call her my heart. She hatches a plan to set us free. Seek her out in Tel Naga. If I know my heart, she will be sunning herself in the light of some book. Always reading that one, always learning. If all goes to plan, she will read her books beside me in the boughs of a hist. Soon, I hope. Walk with Sithis, my friend, and mind the Telvanni. They spin lies like an elder yarn wheel. I ventured too far from the hist and did not heed the bird signs. Dark elf slavers spine-hooked me near Thorn. I escaped 4 times, but never for long. Eventually the Telvanni bought me, at a discount I am told. I take pride in that, at least. Laws are slippery things. The Ebonheart Pact outlawed Argonian slavery, but House Telvanni refused to join the pact. In truth, I cannot imagine how they would live without slaves. The Magisters are like overstuffed crocodile. I thank you for your offer, but I tire of breaking free only to be recaptured a day later. Sun in Shadow's plan will earn us a lasting freedom. If you help mages mostly, members of the so-called Great House Telvanni, one of the 4 great houses of the Dark Elves. They love using that word. Yes, and Khajiit also. You see, for a Telvanni, life is nothing but a cheap struggle for mastery and control. Mastery of their dry-skinned magics, control of their mushroom towers, and dominion over people.